Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the latest and greatest new television show here on Thumbcoast, Thumbcoast Treasures. I'm Andrew Kercher.
I'm Annie Naraki.
And we are really excited to bring you something that is brand new, something that we're kind of still experimenting with a little bit. It's always fun to get to watch that live. That is one of the most important things. We have an unbelievable lineup for all of you tonight.
Absolutely. We have people from Port Austin, from Harbor Beach, some Fort Gratiot, Port Huron.
You really were putting the Thumbcoast in Thumbcoast TV when we were picking out all of these guests who have come on. And these are vendors, craftsmen, authors, people who are producing some amazing things for all of you to see. And one of the coolest things about this is, of course, we are live. One of the coolest things. So according to my watch, we've been talking about this all night, been counting down to 6. I have about 60 seconds after 6 p.m. So if you look down at your watch at home or your phone that you're holding and it's a little after 6 p.m. on August 14th,
Yes.
2025, you're seeing this live. Now, there is a chance you could be seeing it later, then it's not live, but it's still going to be really cool. One of the things that we're encouraging people to do, we're on several different formats. For the first time, I think we're on Channel 12, which is exciting.
This is very new.
And Channel 12 is really fun. I grew up, Channel 6 was the local channel, so this is twice as good on Channel 12. And we are, of course, online with Thumbcoast TV on the Facebook page, so we are encouraging you to interact. We're going to be reading those live, and you're going to be paying really close attention to all of that. So if you have questions, you see a product you want to know something more about, you want to see something a little closer, you shoot us a message. That's the kind of thing we want to know live. And the other important thing to remember is, even if you're not watching this live, all of these people still really want to hear from you. They want to be contacted by you because they want to get their products out there. This is really cool. This is a great way to travel this is the fastest way to do a trip through the Thumbcoast.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's going to come right to you and they're going to come.
Drive.
Right.
They drove to us, but we can take them right to you.
So, yeah, I think we are about ready to get started in showing off some of these first guests. I'm going to grab my note cards here because, boy, it's great. So, Annie, let's
Here comes the table.
Let's get it going. So this is our presenter. We're going to give numbers for our presenters. So if you do have a question on Facebook, on the social media, you want to be like, oh, I really want to know. Yeah, come right around over here. If you want to know. So this is Amber.
Hello.
And Amber, I always hate doing this, but we're going to give you a number, too, because you are a cool person deserving of a name, but you also get a number, and you are number 101. So how's that? That's very first. So, Amber, tell me just a little bit about, you have some pretty amazing jewelry here. We were taking a peek at some of this behind the scenes, and I know it comes from a really cool place. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so all my stuff is inspired by nature. There is a Japanese philosophy I draw from called Wabi Sabi, and it's all about the wisdom in nature and the beauty and imperfections. So I draw from that a lot. I moved to Port Huron area about 5 years ago, and I quickly found out that it's some of the best rock hunting in the state, if not the world. Maybe. I haven't tested that yet. But anyhow, so here are some. I
think we're looking right over here at some of these. No, there's so many. I do love the nature. I love that wabi sabi that you're talking about. Wabi sabi. Okay,
yeah.
That's kind of highlights some of those imperfections, but that's cool. None of us are perfect, so showcasing that.
So I got a rock tumbler about 2 years ago from my partner for Christmas, and then my mild fascination with rocks quickly intensified from there once I saw the transformation that takes place when you polish them up a little bit, and started wrapping them just for fun, really.
Yeah, so how did you learn this technique? Because some of these, I mean, they look like fish. They look like, I like the snakes myself. I think my wife might like one of those.
Yeah.
There's lots of really cool shapes. How do you do this?
So I started by watching YouTube tutorials, and then once you get kind of the basics down, you can really go from there. And then I do more kind of free-form stuff here.
And that really highlights the stone.
Yes, definitely. It lets the stone be the star. But yeah, and these are all Great Lakes rocks right here. We've got some pudding stones people love. The unikites look really gorgeous.
I think most people, I know Petoskey stones. And that's about it. Like the
those,
rest
yeah.
are the rocks you find on the beach. But like you were saying, the rocks here, there's so many.
There's a great variety. Yeah.
I always joke whenever we have somebody in from like the west side of the state that they may have all the sand on the beaches, but our beaches over here build character.
I prefer
This-
ours.
You
I
you
prefer
walk
ours.
on those rocks.
Big time. Most recently, we began cutting the stone too. So my partner, he has been cutting. like,
Okay, so we got a couple
quartz
different
and-
shapes here. We've got
Yeah.
triangles, we
have
have some
a room full of
rectangles,
people
and
reading.
really different colors. It's amazing how much color comes out of a stone that might seem really dull on the beach, but
Yes.
then
Okay.
that tumbling process. How long do you have to tumble a rock before?
It takes about a month.
month?
But the fossils, like the Petoskey's, they're so soft that the best way, unless you have like a cabochon machine, it's called, is to hand polish them. So that takes a little bit more elbow grease to get those.
Yeah, no joke,
Petoskey's,
right? To get
shiny.
that to
Yeah.
really
You're a born
shine.
performer.
And I've
So-
got some beach glass little pendants, and here I put in the moon pendants. But yeah, for me, it's all about the having a connection with nature. I think in this high-paced society nowadays, people lose that connection with nature. And these pudding stones are over 2 billion years old.
Billion
Yes,
years.
then
That
the-
is incredibly
Yes,
old.
totally.
Like that is, we're talking like continents still moving around old,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah. And then the Petoskey's are 350 million years in the making, I always say, once they complete one.
Okay.
So,
When you do this, how do people get a hold of you? Say they've seen something they really liked here, they're really interested. What's the best way to get one
yeah.
of these?
So I am still building that part out. I've been wrapping for a year and a half, but right now I have a Facebook page, Amber's Cottage, or my email is ambertolman@gmail.com, and I can be reached at either of those places.
So
And I'm building
Amber's
a
Cottage,
website.
check that out, and the website's going to come. I'm sure that'll all be
Very
linked
soon.
together. And you too can be the owner of one of these really amazing, and every single one's unique. You don't make two of the
Yes,
same thing.
that's 100% right. And I do custom wraps too, so if somebody has a special stone they would like wrapped, I do that for people also.
There you have it. Well, get in touch with Amber at Amber's Cottage. Amber, thank you so much
Thank you
for
having
coming
me.
on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
That went really well.
I think so. Like we got the first one done.
No industrial accidents so far.
Exactly.
And we have a room full of guests. Whoa. So I almost got my feet run over. A room full of guests waiting to come out. We're going to take a peek at them back in the back room.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is, I think we're getting a shot of our back room here. Again, we are live, so maybe. I think that's what's going to show up. We've got a little monitor here, but this back room's pretty cool. All of the hubbub that's going on back there while we bring out our next guest.
All right, we have Mazzy from Crazy Moves Dance Studio. And she will
Now,
be
Mazzy, you don't have a table. Right? It's hard to, dancing on a table is maybe a different kind of dance, right? We're not talking that. We don't do that. So Mazzy, tell me a little bit. Snazzy Mazzy, right? You've
Yes.
got the
Yes.
sequins. This is, very brilliant in person under the bright lights. And tell us, where's your dance studio and a little bit about it?
Yeah, my dance studio is in Emmett, Michigan. I grew up dancing at that studio. We opened originally in 2004, and then in 2022, I took over as the official owner when I was just 21.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was like 21 years old, and I'm like, let's do it.
That's very ambitious.
Yeah. So I've been running it since. I'm going on my 4th year running it now. So.
Well, that's really exciting. So what got you involved in dance? And how did you get that passion to say, like, that's what I want to do and run that dance studio?
Yeah, so when Jessica Leanick was opening the studio back in 2004, her and her kids were going like door to door, and they were looking for playgrounds in the backyards of kids' houses, and her daughter Brittany was like, "There's a playground," and so my mom got a flyer in the door, and then I've been dancing since. I actually didn't like dance my very first year, which is wild because now I own the studio, but with littles, it's hit or miss, but they put me on stage that very first year, and then my mom was like, you came off stage and you looked at me and you're like, I want to do that again.
You're no stranger to the bright lights.
Yeah,
the
no, I
limelight,
know,
the
we're here.
performance.
So,
That's really exciting. So what kinds of dance do you do? Do you have a favorite? I mean, I'm guessing, but I don't know if we've seen a full wide shot yet, but if you haven't.
yeah, it's actually not tap. I grew up being a ballet lover for the longest time. Ballet was always like my go-to, and then eventually when you do ballet for so long, you go on point. So those are the toe shoes, if you're not familiar with the difference between ballet and point. That was always my favorite for a long time. Now it's more of like a modern and contemporary style. So,
Okay, and there's a lot of different options in the world with something like that. So I understand you might have a little bit to show us a couple of these moves to highlight this. So tap might not be like your personal favorite, but a lot of people know tap dancing. That's something that is always impressive.
Yeah, it's always the cool one because it's like you make sounds with your feet. So, you know, everybody loves it, especially the littles. I mean, all the way up through the adults.
And how young can they start?
I start at 3.
3.
Yeah.
So if you want your 3-year-old making a lot of noise, which they might
Sign
already
them up
be
for
doing,
tap class.
tap dance is the way to do it.
Yeah. But I was going to show you my favorite move. It's called the Shirley Temple. I'm sure we all kind of know who Shirley Temple is.
Well, yes, the famous U.S. ambassador Shirley Temple.
Yes, that one.
She was also a child film star, but I know her from her ambassadorial work.
Yes. So Shirley Temple goes like this. So that's a Shirley Temple.
Let's see that like one more time.
Yes,
We got a nice
yes, you got it.
close up because there's a lot of moves
Ready?
there.
Very nice.
So that's a Shirley Temple.
So
Thank
that
you.
is, your turn.
Yeah, you get up here.
Yeah, I
Go
don't know
crazy.
if I'm paying that close attention. My shoes have
perfect.
rubber right on the bottom, so I don't think they'll make
So
any of the
Andrew's your
same
class of
kind
one.
tap
Yes,
sound.
yes.
Can you show us a quick,
Yes.
a quick beginner step?
The
that we
very
can try?
easiest thing that I start with, especially with the babies, because you guys start them out easy, honestly, is steps, just steps. So we start on our tippy toes just a little bit.
Oh, you
and
start right up,
steps, you're just hitting your toes.
Okay, just kind of stomping in
Yeah,
place.
pretty much.
Even I can do that.
Yeah, easy stuff. Another one we do is ball taps, which the littles love to do, but it's just up and down, you're just tapping your toe. And they love to do those too. So we start out with those simple ones, and then even in my adult classes, I start out with those simple ones, and then we make a gradual
Start adding
progression
them
up.
together a little
Yep.
bit, like a little bit.
Yep, all the way until we're like at a comfortable level to start doing harder stuff like a Shirley Temple. So yeah.
So when you find somebody has signed up for one of these classes, do you find that they, usually learn a few of these styles and like to kind of put them together?
Yeah, it's always great to cross-train. Cross-training is great for dancers. A lot of like the ballet technique you'll learn is also great to do in jazz dance. Tap is really great for musicality. So like all dancers dance on counts. So we go 5, 6, 7, 8, as you've heard us probably a ton of times before. And that's how we all make sure that we're going in the same timing. So it's always great to cross-train.
So you never know when we're going to get the next, Bob Fosse could
Yes.
come right out of Emmett at your
Yes.
studio. So it's very exciting. Tell us one more time the name of that studio and how someone can get a hold of you.
Yeah, my studio is Crazy Moves Dance Studio. We are located in Emmett, Michigan. You can find us on Facebook at crazymovesdancestudio.com. We also have crazymovesdance.com, where you can find all of our classes and information on our upcoming season. You can also find us on Instagram, and I think that's it.
Solid. Well, thank you
Yes,
so much, Maisie.
of course.
Great job, and we are so glad to have you. We won't even use a big hook or anything like that.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
for
you.
teaching something
Yes.
to us and all the viewers out there.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
All right. Well, that was a very informative segment. We learned some
Right.
dance.
It's true. You don't
I
often.
didn't stretch first, but
Thank you.
Right. That was, important to do a little bit of warm up like that, but it was always great to have
All right,
that.
we've
But
got
I see
another-
we have a very full table
we have
coming
a
in.
train coming in.
Great.
Anyone can bet.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
very
we'll-
smooth.
Yeah, this is the one we were a little worried about because it's a beautiful display and there's a lot on here.
All right.
So that last one was, of course, 102. And here we have,
have
this is
Vagabond Divas.
Yeah, 103. And this is Kathy. Kathy with Vagabond Divas. Kathy, we are live. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you
on.
for having me. It's
So-
exciting.
Yeah, so Kathy, tell me just a little bit about some of the stuff that we have here.
Most of the stuff we have here has been either recreated or upstyled, restyled, whatever you want to call it, by myself. Kind of started out as a kitchen table crafty thing, and it just kind of snowballed into a brick and mortar, and now this is our second year, our second summer season in Harbor Beach.
And Harbor Beach, I was going to say, that is
Harbor
really
Beach.
cool. You're all the way up there from Harbor Beach down this way. So thank you for
Yeah.
making the journey down to the studio. And it is amazing. All of this stuff is pretty unique.
Do you think we could could scooch you. You're kind of hidden behind all.
Let's-
I wasn't sure where to stand.
here and
Come out here, sure.
Yeah,
kind of
come
walk
on.
us through
We'll make sure we can still
Sure,
see all these
okay.
beautiful products.
Yeah.
Because each one is unique,
And
just
that
like
was
you were
that
telling
was my
us.
goal when I started this is
Okay.
to
There we go. There you go. Now you get some room. There.
there.
Perfect. 3-point turn, you're going to get
Yeah.
the table driver's license for sure.
Look at he's good because nothing even fell down. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Hey, that's what I'm here to make sure.
It's perfect.
But yeah, that was my goal. I wanted to have things to offer that you don't find in the big box stores.
And you've
And
definitely
I enjoy
accomplished
doing
that.
this stuff. So, like I said, started out at my kitchen table and it just kind of snowballed.
Do you remember the first thing you crafted that you said, like, I can make a business
Gosh,
out of this, or
no.
somebody else is going to want this?
No, there's
There's just been so many.
there's
How
so
long have you
many.
been doing this? How long have you been?
I've only had the brick and mortar. I was in another location for 6 years, and we just recently moved to Harbor Beach. This is our second season.
Second
So,
season in Harbor Beach, but that is
about
a
8
long
years.
time, 6 years. Before that's a lot of unique items.
Yeah.
Where do you take some of your inspiration from? Is it like the items themselves when you see something that calls out to you, or how do you?
Yeah. I think Amy asked where I got stuff, and I'm like, well, you know, some of it comes from estate sales, some of it comes from the thrift stores, and it just kind of, you see it, and I kind of like have a picture of what it could be.
And that is kind of how the spirit moves you when
Yep.
you go in and
Yep.
you see something like that. What do you think the longest you've spent on a single item? Like I look at the saw and the
Oh,
amazing painting. on
And
that.
those are, I can't take credit for that. The feathers and the saws are consignment from one of the local artists in Harbor Beach. The crocheted stuff and the little pincushion thingies, that's another local seamstress, I don't know what to call her, seamstress, I guess.
Crafts person.
Crafts person, yep. The blended teas are from another craft person.
So you've got some of that
So-
local great consignment
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that comes in.
yep.
And so some of the other things, what I imagine, these were the things that fit on the table. What are some of the larger items that you've maybe worked with?
I have some larger signs, home decor stuff. That I think the biggest is probably, I don't know, 3x3. You know, my store is pretty small, narrow and long, so it's kind of difficult.
You
to
got to
have
be pretty
anything
careful
big.
with what you pick. So you're
Right.
putting, not
Right.
that you wouldn't, but you put the absolute
Right.
best stuff out there.
And I have some small furniture and stuff that I've redone or restyled somehow.
Now, when you are working on these things, where do you do your work? Do you work in the store itself?
No.
Do you kind of work at
No,
home
I work
and then?
I work at home and haul it up there.
Solid. So when you are also working on these things, we talked about that, the item itself kind of calls to you. Do you keep ready things on hand, like, your paints, or what are your
Yeah.
go-tos that you're
I
like,
have
you never know what
I
you're going
have
to need?
more stuff than you would ever imagine.
So you've got it all
So,
ready to go.
I have a stash, a large stash, a 2-car garage stash.
That's always handy. I think of,
It is.
local legend around here, Thomas Edison, one of his workshops, they said they had enough stuff they could build anything from a lady's pocket watch to a steam locomotive.
Exactly.
Because you never knew exactly what
Yep.
you would need. Now, do you also vary seasonally? I noticed,
I do.
we've
Fall's
got
coming
some
around,
fall
so we're
stuff
getting the
coming
fall
out.
stuff out and ready. That'll all be coming out pretty soon, next
That
week or
is-
so.
Yeah, so you can kind of prepare for that. And,
Yep.
it seems almost sacrilegious. We're still in August, but like Christmas, right
They're
after
putting Christmas
that.
stuff out in the big box stores, so
You have to be
you have to
prepared
be
for
ahead
those
of it.
things
Yep.
way ahead of time, for sure.
Because it's beachy. We have a wall of nautical stuff with the shell art.
Tell me a little bit about some of how you make your contacts with the consignment sellers, because they're obviously...
They came to me.
They came to you,
They
okay.
came to me and offered or requested if they could put their stuff in there, and of course, I mean, the more varied, the better.
Now, how about your being a seasonal kind of place? Maybe not as many people are visiting in the winter, but
Right.
you're still open, right?
No, I am open from
So-
usually late April, first part of May, until the first part of December.
Okay, so the winter is kind of when you're able
The
to
winter is when I-
refill and get all of that work
Exactly.
done, so you're ready
Yep.
in the spring when
Right.
you open. What are some of the
So-
spring projects that you like to show off?
House, more of the floral kind of stuff. you know, garden,
Anything,
Is
yeah,
this-
where,
yeah.
where you're working in the garden. That's what
Yeah, you
everybody's
know,
thinking of in the spring.
the little
It's the planting
benches and, you
season.
know.
It's the time that you want to have.
bright colored stuff.
Right. Yeah, everybody's excited after
Getting
that
ready
long
for-
winter.
Yep, and
to
it is a
shine things up
camping
little bit.
area, so there's a lot of stuff that I like to do to try and entice the campers. You know, there are little signs for that, and
Yeah, so when campers are coming in, you're getting a lot of people, because I imagine, especially up there, there's a lot of out-of-towners, because
Yes.
Harbor Beach is a great place to
I
visit. I
recently
love
had
there,
a
but
return couple from Tennessee. I've had a couple from California. Some of my items now live in Minnesota and Florida.
so across the
it's-
country.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah, it's
international
exciting.
visitors?
Actually, I did have a gentleman that was doing the bicycle thing along 25, and he stopped the one day. He was from Canada.
He probably
It
didn't
was
buy like the great
lovely.
big sign to strap
No,
on his
he
bike.
kind of was
right?
like sheltering out of the storm that was going through at the time. But you know,
Well,
it's
what a great
interesting
place to
talk
be able to stop.
It is. It is. Yeah.
So remind us one more time the name of the store, how you get there, your address.
Vagabond Divas. We are at 126 South Huron in Harbor Beach, right next to Smalley's Bar and Grill. So everybody knows where Smalley's is if you're from anywhere up there. I'm open Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and
Great opportunity to come in and see. You never know what's going to
big
be in the
event
store.
we have coming up is the Harvest Festival that's coming up in September with the chili cook-off, and we're participating in that this year. So
Excellent. Well,
that'll
we'll
be
see
fun
you
in
there.
September. Yeah, maybe
All
we'll see
right.
you guys there. That's
thank
always
you
fun.
so much for coming and sharing
thank you
all
again
this.
for having me.
All right, we're going to do a little swap here.
Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on.
thank you.
All right, we're shifting gears. Just a reminder that
Well, if it falls
anybody
now,
that
that's
you
fine.
see, you can go to their socials, you can go to their websites, you can talk to them directly. This doesn't have to be just a live thing. You can reach out to them anytime you want. And
Yeah, we will remind people we are live. I don't know, you've been looking at the socials, if anything's been coming in.
your brother.
Okay, my brother. So Evan, he's getting then a shout out for sure. He's watching. I don't know if he had any questions or he
He's
was
loving
just
the historical anecdotes.
okay, enthusiastic.
Which is why we
support.
have you here.
It's
Tie
hard.
everything together.
It's hard to avoid them, right? We have such amazing history in this area. But yeah, so again, live, we want to see your comments, and you can always contact these people afterwards, even when we're not live. They would really like you to do that. In fact, when we are live, they're probably not going to answer their Facebook page because they're right here, right?
They pull out their phone and they're responding.
Right. That would be customer service, wouldn't it?
All right, well,
But yeah, our next guest.
we have an author. We have Sherry A. Burton. 38 books. 37, 38 in
38's on the
progress.
way.
Yes, yes,
A promised 38.
yes, and more.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
So welcome. So this is so exciting. 38 books or 37 books as we
Right.
talked, and we're talking about always working on another one.
Absolutely.
That is an impressive turnout.
Thank you.
What got you into becoming an author? What inspired you to say I want to sit down and write a book?
I had a friend who was going through some things, and I told her I was going to write a happy ending. I have no idea why I did that. I started writing, and it was nothing about her. The voices came in and took off, and that became my first book, which is Tears of Betrayal. Right there.
here.
Yes.
Okay, Tears of Betrayal.
So that
So we
one-
get a nice little
Now
closer
that's
shot
one of
of
my
this.
romance,
And
and I
that's a
like
happy
to
ending.
say on happy
Okay.
ending.
No spoilers, but
And I like to
happy
say
ending.
on that if you're like my mom, you might want to skip a page or two, but if you're like my Aunt Barb, you're going to read those pages twice.
All right, so it all averages out.
Exactly, exactly.
So, you mentioned, the voices in your head really help. I mean, most people, when they say they have voices in their head, it's a problem.
Exactly.
But, you
for
might
a
owe them some
writer-
royalties, right?
Exactly.
So a lot of your books, though, are series.
Yes,
Where
yes.
you follow the same characters, you follow some of the same situations or settings.
Correct.
So tell me about what's your longest running series?
The longest running series is going to be my Jerry McNeil series.
Okay, so that's
And
Jerry McNeil
so
right
that's
here.
this one. They're actually novellas, but if you like a longer read, then all of these are 3-in-1. So
together.
it's 3 books in one cover. And this one here is,
Okay, I see a paranormal
yes, it's
story.
paranormal.
And they all there's a pooch on the cover.
Correct.
So paranormal pooch.
Jerry is, he starts out, he's a Marine veteran. He starts out as a Pennsylvania state trooper, And he gets attached to a very unlikely partner, which is the ghost of a canine police officer.
Oh, okay.
And so when I first started writing them, I thought the dog would be one and done, but my mom's like, I like the book with the dog. And I'm like, Mom, it's not, he's not in there, you know. She goes, yeah, you got to keep the dog. I kept the dog. My readers love the dog. So this one here is 18 books and counting.
18, that is a lot.
18 books
and so
and counting.
That's some back of the envelope live TV math. That's 6 of these big 3-in-1s, right?
Exactly,
That was
exactly.
very impressive for me to do that math right there.
So
You
yeah.
said these are widespread too. It's not just Michigan. And
No, we've got people, I was talking earlier, the furthest that I know for sure is a reader had emailed me from Vilnius, Lithuania, and said, you know, I just love your books. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's amazing to
Did
think.
they offer
all
to
in
fly you
Lithuania.
out?
Not yet.
And you haven't started writing in Lithuanian.
Not yet.
Still just English.
It's still just English.
Well, I know one of the other categories of books that you write, we both share a love for history.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. And I know we've got a local event we're going to want to talk a little bit
Yes.
about.
So this is my Orphan Train saga, and it is my heart series, because when I first heard about it, I had never heard of the orphan trains. And when I started talking to people, they had never heard of the orphan trains.
I imagine
And I'm
many
like,
of our viewers.
Okay,
They're
so
in the dark,
real
right? So,
quick,
like, what is an orphan train?
in the mid-1850s, there was over 30,000 children that lived on the streets of New York City. We're talking children as young as 4 and 5 who had to lie, cheat, steal, just do whatever it took just to survive.
There's no public schools. There's no
There was-
social services.
Exactly. No child labor laws. So they had to figure out a way to help the children. So between 1854 and 1929, they shipped over 250,000 children that most people have never heard of out west to find new homes. Some of them had good lives. Some of them did not. It just depended on where they ended up.
Sure.
But we do know from history, from the New York, a little nervous.
Oh, it's okay.
The National Orphan Train Complex in Concordia, Kansas, that at least 80% of the children that went out had better lives than had they have stayed in the city.
Well, that's pretty amazing.
And so the books-
it's something that you're able to draw from that, and that's all real history.
Correct.
And you kind of draw from that to maybe fictionalize it a little bit or condense it, or what's your process behind it?
Okay, I read a lot of stories about the actual orphan train riders because there are books out there with those in there and catalogs and stuff. So what I do is I pull from there, and just like Ezra's story. I read a story about an orphan who he was working for a vegetable vendor until the vegetable vendor's horse died. And then after that, he went to work at a department store. So I basically use his story to tell Ezra's story. And I do that with a lot of the children. And my goal with these is to show why there was so many children living on the streets. Sure. And so each book follows one character, and you'll find out why they were living on the streets or in the asylum, which is what they were called back then instead of orphanages. And then you'll follow them onto the trains and then follow them as they grow up. And I use real history. So like if you see a train wreck or a bombing in New York City or the Purple Gang, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of that.
Oh,
so those are actual historic events and
That you
characters.
can kind of influence a lot of these. And
Correct.
it's sometimes you can read a lot of historical documents. I know I have. I'm sure you have read a lot of
Absolutely.
these, and they can be kind of dry until you flesh in some of those details. Because they're all
Exactly.
real people, and you can tell a really compelling story that way.
Exactly. So it just keeps the reader turning the page. And I was awarded the Charles Loring Brace Award.
Yeah, let's point that out, like, right? I know we got
Yes,
our close-up
it's-
guy. He's an expert. Let's make him earn his paycheck. That's
the-
right on there.
For the historical accuracy of the placing out program, which is what the Orphan Train program was actually called in the books.
You know, it reminds me, I think maybe a lot of people might think of, or there's a lot of similarities to, like the British children during the Blitz, where they were, but that was just temporary. This is a permanent
75
thing.
years,
Yeah,
right,
and
right.
long term.
Right.
So this is something that people are really interested in, and I know you're going to be talking about this coming up in our area very soon.
Yes.
So at the Don Dodge Auditorium.
Correct.
And this is for the St. Clair County Library System. Always love to get a
Correct.
plug for the library. So if my boss at the library is watching. It's right there. The library, it's a free event. And
Yes.
remind me of the date and time.
October 15th at 6 p.m. I just want to make sure I have the right time. Yeah, 6 p.m. on October 15th, yes.
So, and that's something you can register for with the library.
I'm not sure if you have to register or if you just show up.
They always like it, I think, you
Okay,
register,
so
but yeah,
register.
there's lots of room there for
Right,
sure.
right.
Now, one of the other things I want to talk about is you have these really cool little gift sets.
sets,
So
yes.
tell me a little bit about this.
What we did is, I say we, it's my husband and I.
There's
I
some
write
cool
the books.
stuff in
He's my shipping and receiving guy.
Okay.
Thanks, Don. Anyway, so I've got 3 book sets plus swag, which just means stuff that goes with the series logo on it.
So you get the nice set with the pooch, and you get, I like this, I like the koozie here, the Jerry McNeil series koozie, and we get a pen, so.
Yeah, just little things.
Have you ever
in
had anyone
there.
write fan fiction? That'd be
Not
neat.
yet,
You know, like
not
they start
yet.
adding to the story.
Right,
They could do that
right.
with this pen. And it looks like a nice little, all about the dog.
All about the dog. So we got that. We have 18 book sets. You're welcome to buy those. Yes, please. And then the Orphan Train, we've also started doing those with 3 book sets, or you can do the 6 book set. So again, this one right now, we're offering a free journal because the journals is what told the stories. And also, what else do we have? With the Jerry McNeil series, we have T-shirts and cups and bags and all kinds of stuff just that goes with the series.
So obviously you take your inspiration from history. I don't know of any, like historical paranormal pooches.
Right.
Where are you getting, where do you draw your inspiration on these? Again, this goes back to the voices in the
That
head.
just goes back to the voices. And, I started writing them. I thought it would be one and done. And then I went ahead and said, okay, after it was Loyal, and I needed a palate cleanse because the historical fiction, that can weigh down a little bit.
That takes a lot. It's kind of
So
heavy.
it is. So when I was done, I was like, I need a little palate cleanse. I'm going to go ahead and write another book. And so I wrote another book and put it with the Always Faithful one. And then something crazy happened. People started reading and they started emailing and say, hey, when's the next
I
one
want some
coming
more.
out? Exactly. So in 2023, I ended up writing and publishing a book a month. And so, I literally, it got to where on Thanksgiving Day of 2023, I'm trying to get this all done, trying to get it done. My editor, her husband was fixing Thanksgiving dinner, and she was sitting there editing my book so that we could get it out on the
Wow,
timeline.
that's
So it was crazy.
You do not take the George R.R. Martin approach. You get these out, right?
Well,
They
I
are-
try, and I ended up contracting Bell's palsy in March of 2023. No, 2023, I think it was. Anyway, so I ended up getting that. So I am writing a little slower now. I'm being kind to myself and,
Sure, well,
and
it
saying,
takes a lot,
okay,
and-
I'm going to get these out when I get them out. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've got wonderful writing voices, and I just love it.
Well, this
Just
is so
love it.
exciting. So tell us kind of one more time, we've talked about it a little bit, but somebody wants one of these books. Like we have sold them on the idea, how do they get one?
Okay, you can go to Amazon. You can go to Barnes & Noble online, or anywhere a book is sold online, or you can go to my website, and you can get them directly from me.
And what is that website?
And so that's Sherry with a Y, Burton.com. And again, we'll ship them out. If you buy it tonight, I'll ship it out tomorrow. Actually, my husband, the shipping and receiving
There's a promise
guy.
she's making to people in the back room. That is.
So yeah, we'll get them out tomorrow if they want them. But we're pretty good with the sending them out as long as we're home, because we do different lectures. I've got a lecture coming up in Kentucky on September.
That's a pretty wide-ranging lecture.
Yeah, in
so that's
September 6th. So as long as I'm home, these books are going to get out the door.
all right. Well, Sherry, thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
very
these.
much.
Hopefully you can enjoy some of these stories on your own. I look forward. I'm going to have to dive into one of these, I think.
Awesome.
So, Sherry,
awesome.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, let's see.
All right, Annie, how's
There
things
goes-
looking online?
Things are looking good. We're getting some good interaction.
Oh, good.
Really a lot from your brother, so we might have to slow him down a little bit.
He's #1 fan. All right.
So you can reach out online to us. We're monitoring it as the show goes on. Even if there's a product, or if you want to say, I'm going to this, or I'm ordering this book today, or I just finished it, feel free to say that to us so that way we can pass it along right
Don't
here.
make my brother look like a weirdo, right? Other people
He's
have
doing
to
a
flesh it out.
fantastic job.
Oh, he's doing a fantastic job of that on his own. Okay, perfect.
Poor Evan.
All right. Well, he knew what he was getting into, right?
So in competition for the longest distance traveled, we have Port Austin.
All right. Also, putting that
Samansky's
Thumbcoast in
Creekside
Thumbcoast.
Acres. All right, let's park our table here.
This is another one of
Welcome.
these very full tables.
All right, we have Lisa and Grace.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, let's see.
Perfect. All right. Well, Lisa, Grace, thank you so much for coming on, and this is really exciting. So we've got kind of an eclectic mix here, and this was something that we were talking a little bit about backstage. We were kind of going over the logistics and looking at this, and this is super exciting because there's so many kind of different things you do. So tell me a little bit about
Okay.
your
so
farm.
Farms. Yeah. So we are a little bit. We can be a little bit confusing. We are Szymanski's Creekside Acres. That is our agro-tourism business and our little fun place that we are right now. And we also have Szymanski Seed and Grain. That's our home farm and our crop farm business. So sometimes they overlap. The animals live at our home farm, obviously, so I can watch them out the backyard, let's be honest. And then they travel down to Creekside Acres for special events and occasions.
And there's a big special event this weekend.
There is.
Tomorrow, right?
We start tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep, we start
That is the
tomorrow and it
benefit
goes
of
through-
live TV, is we can tell you about a thing that's tomorrow. Remember,
That's right.
today's August 14th, so if it's not August 14th at 6:35,
August 15th.
August
So
15th.
starting tomorrow, Friday, August 15th, we start our Sunflower and Fluffy Cows weekend. So our daughter Grace owns 2 mini Highland cows, the Fluffy Cows. And
We've
yes,
got
the little
a
fluffy
couple
cows.
of fluffy cows right here.
And we like
The real
to
ones
bring
are
them
bigger,
down. The
right?
real ones are a little bit bigger
Okay,
than
these
that,
are not
yeah.
to scale.
And we like to bring them down to Creekside and let people experience getting to pet the fluffy cows and hang out. We also bring our crazy goats and some other animals that we have collected. And so that starts this weekend, starts tomorrow, Friday. We're open from 10 to 5 tomorrow, and then we close from 5 to 7. We have a private dinner in the Sunflowers. People have bought tickets for that.
Oh.
And then we open back up again at 7 to 9, so you can have an evening stroll in the Sunflowers with live music.
Very nice.
And then we open up again on Saturday morning from 10 to 5. We have goat yoga at 10 a.m. Exercise with the goats.
So they actually are
They are
mingling.
with you. They are on you. They are playing with you. You can snuggle them. They are really fun.
And you said the goats practice
They
yoga
do. They
or
actually practice
exercise.
with the cows. They like to ride around on the cows and jump on them. Yeah.
Those are so they'd be very, enthusiastic mentors
Yes.
for exercise.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we start with that on Saturday morning. We have some cookie decorating classes people have signed up for, some custom doormat classes people have signed up for, and then honestly, just the animals wandering around. We have pictures with the Highland cows, so we'll bring out a cow.
Who doesn't want a
at
cow
time.
selfie?
Right.
Right?
It's a
Like
cow
that
selfie,
is
let's be honest.
Profile pic worthy.
I actually had a gentleman come to our house one time to get his picture taken for his dating profile picture.
Oh,
So
but it's
did
not
it work?
his cow.
I'll have to call and find out. I never did
That's
ask. I don't know if
yeah.
I wanted to know.
He's fishing with a fluffy
Fluffy cow, right?
I mean,
not
that's,
my
that's
cow,
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have, so that's on Saturday. We also have some vendors. Our Sugar Plum Shack is open. That's our Christmas store, our farm store, with all kinds of everything you see here on the table, basically. And then we open again on Sunday with vendors, and we have food trucks or a food truck and just all kinds of fun activities. And I mean, the main highlight is the Sunflower Trail. It is beautiful right now. This will probably be the last weekend that it's open, but it is.
So, a
it's
question from
stunning, it's gorgeous.
a very ignorant townie. I am Manhattan's where I'd
Throw it at
rather
me.
be than when is sunflower season? Like, I know what a sunflower looks
so
like,
it
but I don't know
varies.
when they show up.
We plant our sunflowers because in June, and we know it takes about 60 days from planting to bloom with the
Okay.
variety that we plant. And so we know that about this week, plus or minus what the weather sends us, we can expect them to bloom.
So that's when you're gonna have.
Different farms will plant at different times. We run a full-time farm, and this is what is supposed to be our slow time. but it never really is. So we're just fitting it in around that.
Nice.
So that's why we scheduled this time.
So what do you wind up doing with the sunflowers? Obviously they've bloomed, they're kind of beautiful. Do you ever use any of the seeds or the
We
oils?
do. So we
or-
grow an oilseed sunflower. It's a Pioneer oilseed sunflower. And what we've done in the past is we let it die down until we are done harvesting our corn. And then we will use our corn head and harvest the sunflowers. And then we use the sunflower seeds to feed the birds and the chickens.
There you go. That is a
We've
very-
also done I don't know if we're going to do it this year, but a haunted sunflower trail. The teenagers in the neighborhood kind of have created one. And
Okay.
so,
That's
like I
pretty
said,
unique.
Don't know if we'll do that this year, but it's fun. They have a blast.
And it ties into, you have more fall coming up.
We do.
You have a very busy calendar.
We just keep expanding, but it's super fun. We have a harvest festival next month. It's September 24th and 27th and 28th. Super fun time. We open up the beginning of September, mid-September with pumpkins and mums and corn stalks and all your fall decor grown actually right at our farm other than the mums. And then we have a harvest festival, antique tractor show, fresh pressed cider. We have a cider press. We do it right there.
It's like the
Food
platonic
trucks.
ideal.
It is like, so we're really small town. Like you're coming to, your neighbor, your Aunt Lisa's house. You're coming to your mom and pop. Like, come be part of our family, be part of our farm. We're not big giant. We're not a corporation. We don't really know what we're doing, but I figure if we want to do it and it sounds like fun, maybe you want to join us too.
And Christmas is one more big season.
Yeah, so Christmas is the reason why Creekside Acres exists. Every girl needs a Hallmark moment, and I decided to build mine. So we planted trees for about 5 years now. We are not a U-cut yet. We bring in pre-cut trees, but we have all of the Christmas fixing. We have fresh wreaths, fresh porch pots. We do wreath decorating classes, porch pot making classes, all the garland you need. We have a grain bin gazebo we have with fire pits in it. You can roast marshmallows, have your hot chocolate. We do Santa experiences. It's just
It's everything.
It's
a
everything.
one-stop shop.
It's a one-stop shop.
Remind us, because you're mostly event-driven, which is
Yes.
good to remember, because that's when people want to come, right? Events, and you are a working farm, so you got a lot on your plate. How does someone get more information?
So the best place to find out information is on our Facebook page, and then also on our website. If you go to the events tab, it shows you everything we have going on. So Szymanski's CreeksideAcres.com is the best place to sign up for things, find out when they are, and the information behind them.
All right, well, you've got a busy couple months ahead of you, so we'll let you get right back to it. I'm sure, the cows, they need you, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they haven't been fed yet today.
You might hear about it. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for making the drive all the
We
way here.
appreciate you very much.
Right. So far, I don't want to jinx it, but all the tables
Hey, we're good.
have in and out
we
smoothly.
haven't.
Crash! All right.
So our next table
Oh, sorry.
coming in here, yeah, we'll
about
get
I
out of
walk
the
right in
way
front
of
of the
it, all right? So here comes our next table. We've got a very colorful table
Oh, yes.
and very excited to see. So welcome.
Hi.
Excited. We were talking about some of these things. Let's have a little introduction. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, my name's Rochelle Heim. I'm with Adeline's Closet. I named it after my daughter and my grandmother. I did a lot of sewing and cooking with her. But I always grew up sewing, making gifts, and giving them away.
Those are always the
So-
best kind of gifts to get,
Always.
right?
Handmade are always the best. And then that's when I'm like, okay, well, how can I share that with others? So I started going to the farmer's market in Lapeer, probably about 14 years ago now, maybe longer. And then I slowly started doing it at home. Now, in the past couple of years, I do have my own shop space over, so I can actually have it on display and do more craft shows. So,
So you have a couple different events coming up. You said
Yes.
you've gone to Fantasticon.
yep, I've done Fantasticon, the local Fantasticon here in November.
Perfect.
I've done that this will be the third year.
Okay.
So then I've done I did a 2-day Fantasticon down in Toledo earlier in March. That was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fantasticon. I mean, there was four people from Clerks were there. Jason Mewes was literally right across from my booth.
Nice placement.
So very nice, very nice. And then Claudia from Back to the Future, she was there. I mean, they had some big names there. I'm like, I'm hoping they can get some of those big names here as well. I'm hoping they can expand it from a 1-day to a 2-day event.
And these are
But
pretty
yes.
big shows for your merchandise. What?
Yeah, 'cause you've got a lot
Yes.
of really themed things I think that would fit
Oh.
in well.
I've done Pride Fest. I've done the local Pride Fest. I've also gone to Ferndale and done that as well. So, I mean, I've got a lot of my Rainbow Pride Fest items. And then I have wristlets or straps that go with them that can be varied. So I'm not, okay, I put the yellow one with it, but
match,
somebody else can
mix
say,
and
hey,
match.
I want this. Do you have that? Sure, not a problem.
I know my eye was drawn.
The
yeah, right
Rocky
here,
Horror,
Rocky
yes.
Horror.
This-
It's the 50th anniversary
50th
this year.
anniversary this year, yes. And
too.
all of the, and I do all the
Look at
embroidery.
that.
All this is done on my large machine. So
Get a nice
it's got
close-up of this, 'cause
it's
that's
got the
pretty
entire steps for
Let's
the
do
dance.
the time warp.
Let's
we,
do the
we had a
time
dancer. I
warp.
bet they could do the time warp with tap shoes.
probably.
That would be pretty neat.
And then on the inside it's lined. I have it fully lined inside so it matches the fabric. If it's themed, like my this is how I roll. So it's my D&D themed one. I have D&D
Look at that.
dice themed fabric. So, and it varies. So like this one right here is a mini backpack. So you can wear it on your back,
Kind of toss it on.
and toss it on. You can wear it across your body. So if like I say, I like it different styles. I like it different ways. I also make wallets that that can go with the backpack or the
very
backpack.
nice. And these are
And
really,
coordinate.
Yes,
really
they can
thought
coordinate.
through too. The
Yeah, the
zippers,
inside.
Yeah.
I like that color. It's not, thought's been put
credit
into it.
cards.
Yep, it holds credit cards, it holds cash, it's got a zippered pocket.
Beautiful.
Everything I try to coordinate, or if it's a one-off, it's a one-off, because all the vinyl that I get, and sometimes like the fabric, the D&D stuff, that is a custom ordered fabric, custom ordered vinyl that I get from certain suppliers.
Sure.
So it's like even Joann's wouldn't carry that fabric or the vinyl.
So if you see something,
It's
grab
all,
it.
yes.
Get it at that show because there might not
You
be
don't
more
know
of
the
them.
next time. That's not
You
gonna
don't
be
know,
a
it's-
ready restock.
It
Yep.
might be the one and only.
Sometimes it's like the last that they have, and they don't have it anymore. They don't carry it anymore, so because they rotate their stock as well.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm always changing things up. I've got stuffies and everything because
These have
kids
been real popular,
kids
right?
love them on their backpacks. I substitute teach in middle school specifically.
Oh, you are doing the Lord's work. That is a challenge.
Middle school in itself is challenging,
Right.
yes.
I did it the one time. I don't want to go back, right?
Yes. But these are absolutely fun to make. And then these are just a few of them. We got our trash panda with the trash can. I've got Bigfoot with the foot and everything, the face.
Okay, my brother who's
So-
watching might like that one.
See, there you go.
He's a Bigfoot fan.
Oh, there you go. And I've got jewelry too. I mean, I do, some of it is, I get the charms and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Am I making it an earrings or necklace? I do embroidered earrings as well, or jewelry. I do a lot of keychains. This is just a handful of what I have.
And obviously, we've got a lot of kind of pop culture inspired
Yes.
things. What inspires you? Like, do you ever watch a movie and then be like, I need something from that, or that
Sometimes,
was
yeah,
great.
yeah, it's just like, oh, I remember that. Roger Rabbit.
There you go.
Love Roger Rabbit. I do pinups, so some things are pinup inspired. I'm going to the Renaissance this year and everything, so my outfit that I currently
Let's talk
have.
about, I think we have to come in front of the table
this
on
one
this.
right
This
here.
was, I think, my favorite of the items.
So I've got a teacup holder. So just unsnap it. A little teacup holder with a saucer.
You
goes-
never know when you're
You
gonna
never
need-
know
when a tea party's going to break
well,
out.
that if you're going to go
You
see
need
the
tactical
Queen,
access.
if you're going to have a tea with the Queen or something like that, come on. Pocket watch and a nice little bag. A nice little drawstring bag that you can open. Some people use treats, put treats in it. It just varies.
Amazing stuff. So somebody is interested in one of these. What is the best way to get a hold of you or to stop by the store?
I have a local store over by Cracker Barrel. So it's called Water Street Plaza. So I'm there. Right now it's off because it's off and on because I do substitute teach and I do have kids in sports.
Sure.
So my hours do vary. The best way to do is to contact me through Facebook. It's at facebook.com/Addie's Closet Creations.
Addie's Closet Creations.
Yes.
Shoot you a message.
Shoot me a
and
message.
Check it out.
Instagram's the same message as well. And email is adelinescloset@yahoo.com.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thanks for sharing all of this.
Always.
And again, you can get a hold of her anytime. So, all right,
Please.
I think we've got our next vendor lined up
you.
here.
And we have some internet action.
Internet action. All right, I'm all here for
Mansky
this.
Farms, they just left the one prior. We have Stacy Wheeler, Lisa and Grace are absolutely amazing. So if you guys can hear that, you've got some fans. And Connie Curtis DeBell says, my granddaughter would love the Highland cows. So we're getting some great feedback, maybe some trips to Port Austin this weekend.
It sounds like some could be lined up.
And then, yeah, so with any of these things, we are a live show right now. So if you are seeing something you want to talk about right now, we're at the computers, we're monitoring our YouTube and our Facebook. You can send a message to the people, to the vendors who are still here, and then you can message them anytime.
Yeah, and that's the thing is even if you're catching this on a repeat, they definitely want you to reach out. So great opportunity to see some really unique stuff. There are things here today I never thought I'd see.
Right, the fluffy cows.
Right. Who knew?
And now we have the most breakable,
Right. This is.
beveled glass.
Yes.
Welcome, Donnie Burton.
Well, thank you.
Let me slide this away.
Good to be here.
So Donnie, beveled glass, the historian in me really likes this stuff.
Yes,
You
glass.
see this in a lot of historic buildings.
Yes, it's architecture is when you see glass with architecture, it's always exciting. There's so many cool old panels all over the world here. It's
Absolutely.
in the old cities and
So tell me a little bit about beveled glasswork. And you do different kinds of glasswork.
Yes.
We were talking a little bit about beveled glass because that is a particularly rare skill set to have.
Yes, it's. I started beveling in 1990, and it took me a year to just start to get a grip, because it's 5 different stages to get
Okay.
back to clear,
Wow.
and it's time-consuming, and it's, believe it or not, it's tough on your wrists.
I would believe that. I mean, this is even kind of hard to see. We've got it, kind
Yeah.
of flat here, but I can tell you, this is, very intricate and very delicate stuff.
Yes. Let me hold it up here so they can.
Yeah, take a look at that. And, crystal clear
Yeah.
where it's not beveled through the kind of intricate design there. This
Yeah.
is really cool stuff.
And what's real cool is the rougher the bevel is, the more prisms you get. And I discovered that. I bought an old window, and it was in the window, and it kept lighting up. And I kept looking at it, and I discovered that the bevel itself was rough. So when you look close at these bevels, there's imperfections, and
But that's kind of what gives it its, character.
gives it the prisms.
Yeah.
And then I use European glass that's 6 millimeters thick,
Okay.
and it's got fine lines on the surface.
Gives you a little bit more room to work with?
Well,
or-
when you bevel the edges, you bevel the lines off, and then you still have the fine lines on the surface, and it throws prisms through the fine lines.
Wow.
And it's real clear glass. Like a lot of the old bevels had more iron,
Some of those impurities that were
Yes,
harder to work out.
the new glass isn't as nice.
So where did you acquire this skill set? Because this doesn't seem like something you just go to the community college for. They don't have a beveled glass program.
I had a friend in Dayton, Ohio, that I would call Dick Reichart, Dayton Art Glass, and we became great friends. And I'd call him and say, "Hey, what can I do?" And he would tell me over the phone, and then I'd go visit him, and he was a great help. But I just like the glass. You just play with it and do it.
And see what kind of can come out.
And you learn by your mistakes, and
Hopefully you don't need too many Band-Aids from, mistakes with glass, right?
yeah, the only time I cut myself is when I talk about cutting myself. It's like,
Well, we won't jinx that. So one of the really cool things is that we can see a lot of your work, certainly around Port Huron and perhaps around the state, because there are few people who do what you do, and a lot of historic buildings that require this. Where are some places folks can see some of your restoration work?
The Raven downtown is one. Port City, 2 doors down on the corner. Grace Episcopal, Yale Presbyterian Church, KPAC Methodist Church. We did the Jesus window at the Calming the Waters in Marine City.
Oh yeah, that's
on the corner there. And
there's truly some amazing work with these, stained glass.
well, the restoration is, I didn't build the window. I'm restoring the window.
Sure.
And people a lot of times will tell me, how great that is. Well, all I'm doing is restoring.
You get to share that credit with that original.
But, restoration is awesome. You get to study somebody else's work.
Sure.
And there's incredible stained glass work out there.
There really is. For my money, some of the stained glass work in like Grace Episcopal there, they just recently had all of those windows done, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I transferred those windows from St. Paul's on Gratiot to Grace Episcopal, and they're old painted windows, and they're in the meeting room in the center of the building there. Also, the Duffy window, excuse me, Mr. Duffy's window hangs at the end.
Sure.
In the window in there. And I've done numerous repairs there, and excuse me.
It takes a lot to keep those going. So, this is it fluctuates. We talked a little bit about this, that sometimes it's a very in-demand trade. Sometimes, it can be a bit of a dry spell, but there's lots of windows out there that need work. So how does somebody get a hold of you if they say, I've got a window, I want to get in touch with you?
The best way is my telephone number.
Sure.
Because I'm always not listening to the phone.
You're a busy guy, right?
But I'm always working on 4 and 5 jobs at a time. And then I collect windows, so I restore windows like these, and they're available. My place is open to the public. You can stop by anytime.
All right. Well, there we have it. So, Donnie, thank you so much for coming on and telling us a little bit about these windows, and we'll get that information out there. So, thank you so much, and we'll keep seeing you through these windows.
Oh, there you go. So we've got all of our guests in today from Bad Axe and Harbor Beach and Port Huron, and we're looking for you next. So we want you to be on our show.
You're watching this. Obviously, if you weren't watching this, you couldn't hear me saying this. So you know just how powerful this show can be in reaching out to people in the Thumbcoast area. Absolutely. And so we want to keep doing this. We want to put on more of these, and we need you. So you're actually the person to get a hold of.
Yeah, so you can reach out to me. It's treasures@thumbcoast.tv. And I can give you all the information that you need. We are looking for bakers or crafters.
Do you have a Thumbcoast treasure? Surprise us. We want to be surprised by the thing that you want to show off on here.
Absolutely.
Right?
So treasures@thumbcoast.tv. You could also look us up on our Facebook. You can watch this whole live stream back. You can watch it again.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. If you are, you have one of these small businesses, you're one of these craftsperson, this is a really efficient way to get information out to local people, right? Who doesn't want to be a TV star here in the Thumbcoast area, right? This is the area where you get to talk to the locals who are going to be coming up to Harbor Beach. They're going to be coming here to purchase your crafts, your product, and this is a great way to show it off.
All right, so we'd like to thank all of our guests for coming in. It's been a thrill and very exciting hour of TV
I think
for us.
We've learned a lot, and we're excited to keep this going on and ever upward.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching. It's Thumbcoast Treasures. I'm Annie Naraki.
I'm Andrew Kercher.
And have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Until next time.